What is up? Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's another week. We've got new Tamashii Nation news to talk about. Of course, TNS Tokyo is not that far away, but they seemingly are going to be giving us some nice little scoops this week. So let's get into it. First off, I did kind of delay a little bit, my bad, but Kurama, Yuji, and Yuta are all available for pre-order already. They are general releases, so personally, I don't think you need to go pre-order them right away. You could lock it in the price, depending where you're buying from. But with the shipping situation, I'm honestly on one of those people that's just going to wait for most of them. If I really want it, I'll pre-order it. But yeah, we'll see what becomes of that next year. Hopefully things change, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, those three are available now. Yuji seems like he'll have a bonus accessory, which we don't know yet. Could be something related to, I don't know, Chozo or another thing for Yuta. Well, I feel like they would have put that in there, but could be Sukuna related. Who knows? I guess we'll find out hopefully before his release. They've done that before a few times for different characters. But we've got this Goku here. I talked about it in a video. We're not going to go too much into this one. We just know it's 8,800 yen advance sales at this event in January. So hopefully it gets a wider spread release, but we have to wait. Anyways, keep moving. We've got Naruto finally getting some more information. Of course, we saw this at New York Comic Con, and looks like pre-orders or pre-order information is going to be given out soon, as well as a new character. So who could that character be? Could be anybody. I'm hoping that I wouldn't mind if it's Sakura, just so they can do the whole Team 7 reform thing. However, I also am not going to mind if they do like Lee, Might Guy, or Gaara, or anybody that hasn't gotten a figure yet. That kind of was essential to the 4th grade Ninja War, because there's a lot. If they do another Kage, that's fine. But preferably it should be somebody that's like one of Naruto's companions. We shall see. That's the best way I can put it. But yeah, they'll be talking about that in depth at a later date. We also have Deku here. Of course, it's Deku. If you watched that latest episode, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, skip ahead by 20 seconds, because I'm going to give you 3, 2, 1. That's your chance done. If you didn't see this, I'm sorry, but this looks freaking crazy. Looks dope. I'm really excited to see what this looks like in figure form, and see them hopefully put it, some promo pictures of him doing some things, because absolutely that right there is incredible. Hopefully though, they've got some other things in the bag besides just Deku, because I still want to see an all for one. That's like the one thing that's kind of similar for the Demon Slayer line and the My Hero line. I just want to see the main villain get a figure, and just in general, not even this, company, multiple. I want to see the main villain get a figure that looks good. I mean, Todd McFarlane so far, I think, is the only one that has an all for one. And that one is like, it's okay if you just need it, but I want something better. Sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll get more information later. Yeah. So we've got the Shonen Jump calendar here. I know a lot of people hopefully know about this by now. But they do update this, I want to say once a month, but sometimes they don't. So it's not necessarily the most reliable in terms of getting like early information, but sometimes it is like it is now. So we are going to get to see that we're going to get an Inosuke soon. We already know about the Straw Hat Crew banquet set. We already know about Chopper. Of course, they've teased that. They're taking their time putting them pre-orders up. I was hoping that he would go up with Kurama and the other two, but no go. I didn't even mind that this hasn't been out yet, but we don't even know what this fully entails in terms of the accessories or the build for it, because I'm sure it's more than just this back wall and this baseboard and then all of the hands for them, right? Like, it's got to be more than that, but we'll see. Anyways, in the subject of Inosuke, right? Here's the thing. Do you think that they will let him hit this pose naturally? I'm very curious to see where they take this figure. If they decide to try to implement this as a natural piece of articulation, that in and of itself would be pretty insane. However, I could also see them just doing an accessory where you attach his abdomen to a pre-sculpted piece like that. I could see it. The other thing, is whether or not they'll give him, you know, a maskless head sculpt. You know, I don't think they need to, but they could. It just hinges on whether or not it's necessary for the people. I don't know if everybody really cares about Inosuke under the mask, but I would like to see it. And if they do, you know, they don't have to give him a whole bunch of expressions, just like one or two. I mean, he mostly wears the forehead, even when he's not in combat. So we'll have to see. Hopefully they have a prototype soon. If it's on display at TNS Tokyo, that would be nice. But we're going to keep moving on here. And this is the kind of the last thing to touch on, which was posted in their Instagram channel. And I think they also touched on this on Twitter as well. But they're going to be teasing One Piece. Well, they're going to be showing what's on pre-order already for One Piece. And then they're also going to be showing something new. I think the Twitter post mentioned Marineford Summit. So I think this potentially, and these are the two characters I'll put up there. Whitebeard, I'm like 90% sure it could be him. The other 10% of that, I'm thinking Aka Inu, right? You could do two things there. Of course, you've got all of the different warlords of the sea there that you could tap into, but I don't think that they're going to use that opportunity to touch on like, who am I talking about? Doflamingo, for example. I don't think they're going to use that to put out a Doflamingo or Boa Hancock. I don't think they're going to do that. I think it makes sense for Whitebeard when you have Ace and you already have Marco. Two essential characters right there for the Whitebeard Pirates. Makes perfect sense. Then, if you think about it though, with this, you have the Marineford Luffy that's going to come out with the new articulated legs. And then you have Ace. And then you could do Aka Inu for that. Like, it can work either way. But I'm willing to bet it will be Whitebeard. Just because the timing, the characters surrounding it, it just makes the most sense. On top of that, I don't think that there's really a Whitebeard in circulation anymore. And if there is, I don't even think that it went up. I don't know if it released from Variable Action Heroes, if they did a 2.0 with the esophagus, you know, coat or whatever. But if they did, I haven't seen anybody posting any of it. So it could just have been a little bit of a quick release there, but I have to go double back on that one. But for now, I don't think that there's one on the market. So this would definitely fulfill that, but it probably will be expensive. If Marco was 200 and some change, man, Whitebeard could easily be in that same price range. Hopefully not, because they're draining my wallet. They already drained my wallet with Zoro. They drained my wallet with Marco. Chill for a little bit, okay? They're also going to do the same thing for the My Hero Academia line, which we kind of figure what that will be. Would be nice if they tease All For One, preferably not the kid form. I'd like to see him kind of when he was like, I want to say middle age to like young adult, like, I don't know what young adult. Yeah. Middle age to young adult before he got into his like kid age when he had to rewind or whatever. I would like to see that, but if it makes sense for the scene with like Bakugo and whatnot, I guess go for the younger one. We'll have to wait and see though. I mean, they need someone for Armored All Might to pose against, and it's got to be either young All Might or young adult All Might. I mean, All For One. You see, I'm getting myself all worked up. Anyways, we'll have to wait and see with that. They're also going to be, of course, showing the Naruto and giving us a new item, which we talked about. This right here, the new info for the Star Wars lineup. I really don't know like what that could be. I haven't seen them talking about Star Wars for a minute. Like, really, I mean, I know we're getting Grievous, and that should be releasing either this month or next month. But I just looking at the broad scope of Star Wars itself, I know that they have Star Wars Visions is like their current thing that's running, but the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is not out yet. The movie that has like Thrawn and Ahsoka and all that stuff, not out yet. The movie with, what is this? I don't even know what that movie's supposed to be like, but it's definitely not like a Star Wars with blasters and lightsabers. I'm thinking that one's far out. It's like with a pilot or something. I forgot who the actor was going to be. But in general, I'm just thinking forward. There's not a lot there that I see them making figures for. So my thought process is, are they going to touch on some other stuff in like Old Republic, High Republic, or are they going to be doing a spin on things that they already did, like the sequel trilogy, right? Like with Ahsoka, Ray, Finn, and all those characters, like, are they going to touch back on them and make better figures now? Because they've been doing that with the prequel trilogy, and they've somewhat been doing that with the original trilogy. So, I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see for them to talk about it, which shouldn't be too long from now. Should be on like the 11th for us domestically. I'll put the date down below or whatever in the description. And lastly, the Game Reverse stuff. You know, after the news of the Spider-Man unfortunately being canceled in terms of releasing in one particular, I don't want to say was it Asia? It was one of those other places where it's unfortunately just not going to release, but hopefully that's not the case for one of these other ones. But I'm thinking that this is going to be Wolverine, and I'm not mad if it's Wolverine, but I want it to be Hulk or Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom for me is just because I know Doomsday is right around the corner for next year, and it just kind of makes sense for Doctor Doom to be getting all this merchandise, right? So if it's Doctor Doom, you know why. If it's Hulk, it's good day. If it's Wolverine, it's also a good day, but it could have been Hulk. So we'll have to see what they do. But of course, let's move on. We've got this stream, like I said, that they're going to be doing and talking about a whole bunch of figures. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. They're going to be talking about the future of the Marine Ford lineup, aka Whitebeard. And of course, this is where they're going to be doing that stream from. Oh my gosh, cannot talk late at night. They may have a stream going on Instagram at the same time, but if not, just watch it here. Subscribe to the channel, put the notifications on. I'll link it down below, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much all the news so far. I'm absolutely hyped. TNS Tokyo Jump Fest, always a good time when seeing figures. I mean, it may take a while for them to roll around and release, but always a good time seeing what kind of stuff they've got on the docket for the next year or two. Anyways, that's pretty much it so far. We'll have to touch back, of course, when the event's live or when the stream is live. And yeah, hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys enjoy and are excited for all the figures coming. Peace.